The state government is about to extend a coal mining lease on the Surf Coast that some residents fear will double the size of the mine. Alcoa is negotiating a lease to continue mining at a site in Anglesea for the next 50 years. But a group of locals say the mine and adjacent power station are a threat to the community's health, as Stephanie March reports.
Nestled on the Great Ocean Road, close to pristine parkland, Anglesea's environment is one of its best assets. But there's a dark cloud looming over this small town, and it's threatening to tear the community in two.
I don't think that anywhere in Anglesea is in fact safe.
I don't have any problems. I brought my kids up here and they've both grown into very healthy young adults.
For more than 40 years, the Alcoa open-cut coal mine and power station has loomed over Anglesea. It provides jobs for more than 80 people and brings millions of dollars into the community. But now Alcoa is about to extend its lease for 50 years, which is likely to expand the size of the mine.
The world was such a different place in 1961. It was all about development at nature's expense, and the health concerns weren't known at that stage.
Anglesea's changed a lot in 50 years. Its population has grown to more than 2,000 people. To accommodate that, earlier this year the primary school moved to a bigger site. It's now less than a kilometre from the mine and power station.
I have one child at Anglesea Primary. He's been there for 2 years. And I have thought about pulling him out several times because of my concerns about pollution.
It's not a place where I feel my children are safe.
Late last year, when fish began dying in the Anglesea River, some locals pointed the finger at Alcoa. That claim has not been substantiated, and a government review into what caused the fish kill is due to be released soon. One of the big concerns some residents have is over the sulphur dioxide produced by the power station.
It does have very well substantiated effects on your respiratory system. It has been shown to exacerbate asthma, especially in vulnerable groups, which includes children.
The sulphur content of the coal that's burned here is 10 times higher than what's burnt at Hazelwood in the Latrobe Valley. But the company says that's irrelevant, that it's the ground level concentration of sulphur that has an impact on people's health.
What we can say is that they're well within the safety limits that are set by national and state agencies. And I feel very comfortable about the school.
In the past 4 years, Alcoa has only once exceeded its EPA limits for sulphur dioxide emissions. Before the school moved, the Department of Education commissioned a report to consider any health risks. The report said moving the school to within sight of the power station was safe, but even so, it said sulphur dioxide and pollutant particles can have adverse health effects on humans, even below the current limits.
There's just gradual tightening up of environmental regulations around the world. I don't think that we have tightened our regulations sufficiently in line with the WHO standards that have been tightened right up.
The national air quality measure that the state government uses to determine sulphur dioxide emission limits is currently under review. But it's not just health concerns that have angered locals. The mine is hemmed by pristine natural heathland, listed on a National Heritage Register. Any future mining is likely to encroach further into that environment.
If you look at the size of the open cut at the moment, it's just continuing to either go deeper or wider. So the biodiversity loss and the heathland loss are of significant concern.
Alcoa's lease covers a massive 7,000 hectares, but its current mining operations have so far disturbed just 300 hectares. The company manages the rest with Parks Victoria and is undertaking vegetation rehabilitation where mining has now ceased. Alcoa's current mining plan takes it up to 2017, and it can't say how much more land will be disturbed by mining operations beyond that date.
We have no understanding of where the mine will go to after 2017, which is our current mine plan.
But you really only have two options, to go deeper or wider.
Well, both options are going deeper. We're in a main seam at the moment. There is a lower seam that does extend underneath the current mine, but it does extend out towards the north. So, we need to develop all the issues that go with that.
Is it possible that the footprint could double in size?
No, it's not possible within 50 years to do that.
Under Alcoa's terms of operation, the company's entitled to continue mining the area for another 50 years, under the same conditions it's had in the past. The Anglesea Air Action Group wants the company to instead shift to renewable energy.
There's other choices now. You don't have to have a coal mine this close to a community for power. Wind power and solar thermal storage are both viable options.
There is nothing currently available of the scale and the security of energy that we require to run a smelter. So we'll continue to look for opportunities, but right this red hot moment we're welded to brown coal.
The Anglesea Air Action Group says it's hypocritical for the government to allow the coal mining to continue, while its new wind farm legislation would prevent turbines being built so close to the town.
I suppose what's really brought it to a head over the last little while is the legislation that stopped wind farms being near towns and being within 2 kilometres of a house, and yet we've got a coal mine here that's right up against the town.
While the move to rid the town of the coal mine and power station is growing, Alcoa continues to have broad support in the community. The issue is so divisive that many locals who support the company didn't want to speak on camera.
I think it's a minority group that are making a lot of noise.
The company supports dozens of local community organisations, including the local footy club, which receives $10,000 a year.
I'd be very sad to see it go. It's been a part of Anglesea for a long time. It generates a lot of money into the town and provides a lot of work.
But for some worried residents, the financial gain is not worth it.
And the state government says it hopes its negotiations with Alcoa over its lease will improve the company's operations.